Hey, good morning. For for too many Black women and their families, the whole idea of moving abroad sounds too daunting because you think that it means you have to take all of your stuff with you, or like, how do you move a whole home? How do you move a whole life? So I'm going to fix that for you right now. We're going to change the way you think about moving in terms of what stuff goes with you, what doesn't come with you. Let's talk about some things you definitely, yes, take with you. Some things you absolutely no, don't take with you. Some things you need to think harder about. Um, and some things that you're probably missing when we talk about Black women and moving abroad. So that's what I want to do today. I'm sorry, I'm getting myself all set up. As you can see, I'm not in my usual place. I'm in Mexico City for the Exodus Summit meetup. It's 8 a.m. in Mexico City, so give me some grace. And that's what I want to have our conversation about today. I just had to pack. I live in Bogotá, and I just had to pack up some things because I'll be gone only for about 3 weeks. No, 2 weeks, only for about 2 weeks. But that idea of packing to go to three different locations, I believe I'm going to three different locations, plus, questions from you made me want to have this conversation with you today. I just finished taking my twists out, so I almost finished. I mean, almost finished taking my twists out. So let me get myself together, and then that's what we'll do today. That's what we'll talk about. Let me close out some windows here. Hi, everyone. How's everybody? Please say good morning if you're here. Good morning, Miss Zen. Good morning, Qwerty Flirty. Hi, that's so cute. Good morning, Modern Girl Cinderella and April. Outside the Maze, Jan Wig, William Lynn, Fall Girl. Good morning, Right on the Money. Hi, Fox 40 Queen, Chanel. Hi, everybody. The Doc Russell. If you're new here, one of the rules is that you're required to say hello. You're required to say good morning. So, good morning. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School and the co-creator of Exodus Summit. I help Black women and their families move abroad. If you're at all interested in leaving the country and living a better life, having a better quality of life, good news, you're in the right place. Okay? I promise you I'm going to settle down. I haven't had coffee yet. I am going to settle down. So let me tell you about the quick list that we're going over today. Things that are too hard, things you should think twice about, things that are probably unnecessary. I didn't put totally. Probably unnecessary. Things that are yes, definitely. Things that you don't need if you're things that you need if you're bopping, that you don't need if you're moving to one place. Okay, we'll talk about that. For 10 years, I bopped around Southeast Asia for a year, and then mostly Latin America, and not even Mexico, Costa Rica, and Colombia. Southeast Asia, Mexico, Costa Rica, Colombia, with a few one-offs in like South Africa for a couple of months and here and there. And Portugal and a little bit of Europe for a little bit of time. And so some of this will be about what people who are bopping will need to consider in terms of what to take with you, or like what to pack. Okay? And if you have questions, ask a question, put a Q in front of it. If you feel like I'm not getting to your question, give me a minute. Give me a minute. And then type it again. That's how things work here. Okay? Only me am okay says hit the like button, please. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for that. Okay. All right. So I'd like to go ahead and get started with the things that are too hard. There are things that are just too hard that people often talk about wanting to take when they move abroad. I'm talking about your car. Your car. It's too hard and too expensive to take a car with you. I think Mexico charges you a 30% import, like a 30%, not import tax, 30% tax to like register your new car in Mexico, or register your car, your US car in Mexico. If your car even meets people's emissions and whatever standards, which it might and it might not, if your car even meets their standards, the fee to make go from this is an American car to this is a car registered in Mexico, it's expensive. I don't know if it's worth that. They got cars where you're going. And even better news, they probably have a better, where the places that most of the women in this community want to go were not designed like physically, the urban planning of these cities that most of us want to go to was not designed to keep Black people and white people apart, was not designed so that white people didn't have to live around Black people, which means you probably have walkability, right? Which means you probably have mixed use development, right? Which means you probably can get what you need without getting into a car to live your life for most of the places that y'all want to live. It seems crazy as an American to say my life's dream is to not have to have a car. It's really upsetting to some people. I remember my parents being like, what? After I left the US in 2015 and traveled around Southeast Asia for a year, and came back to Delaware for 3 months to work, I was like, I don't really want a car. They were like, that's not possible here. It's not possible. You got a job, don't you? You got to get to your job. That's not possible. One time I came back and walked from my parents' house to Walmart, which is definitely not 2 miles because I have like a 2-mile limit. Right. Definitely not 2 miles. They were up in arms. My mom was so concerned about me walking from their house to Walmart that she called my cousin who lives in between. I believe she did. She didn't say she did. She didn't tell me that she did, but I believe she called my cousin, Darce, who lives in between the two, to tell her to watch out for me on the road, because Dover is not made for walking. Some places don't have sidewalks. Sometimes you got to just run the risk of being in the, a little bit in the street with the cars. It's a totally different life when you're somewhere that is planned for people to live there well. And that may mean you don't need no car. Now, some of the places you want to move are more countryside or something, and you might need a car where you're going. But I would find out before I made a plan to take my car with me. I am personally not the kind of person who's going to be up on paperwork and stuff as well. I think if you're taking your car with you, you have a bigger chance of getting in trouble, of having some sort of legal trouble, right? If you take a car with you, you have a better chance of getting pulled over for whatever, whether it's a legitimate reason or not. You're more of a target for scams, and you're more just like likely to have a problem, right? And what you don't want to do is have a problem in a country where you don't really know how the legal system works. You don't know what your rights are, and you don't know how to navigate that. So I don't know, please consider not taking a car. Okay? That might make it easier for you, right? It may make it easier not having to deal with the paperwork, shipping the car or driving the car and all of that. Because we were just talking about the Darien Gap. Who was that with? Must have been Katrina. You can drive from North America. You can drive from Canada or the US or Mexico down into South America. But there are some dangerous places that you would have to drive through. And one of the most dangerous, I think this is a legitimate thing. I don't think this is racist scare tactics, but one of the most dangerous stretches in the world is the Darien Gap, which I'm not sure if that's in Panama or Colombia, but it's like somewhere, right? There's also a relatively dangerous stretch in Mexico if you're driving your car into Mexico. There's like a part that's no man's land where anything could happen, right? Some locals could be like, I need a little cash. Let me harass these people driving through with this US license plate. Yeah, this is the thing that I think about. What I think about Chrissy Ann's way, is the paperwork is probably a nightmare. I can't imagine it's worth the effort. I can't imagine when they have cars where you're going, right? Um, Another thing that's too hard for me, remember that my whole life's philosophy is that I want to do as little as possible, right? I want to do as little as possible. I don't want to do the most. I don't even want to do the middling. Okay. I want to do as little as possible. How can I make this the easiest thing possible? For me, the idea of shipping containers worth full of stuff is too much. That's too much. I'm not moving abroad like that. Okay. Now, I didn't have things that I was like super attached to. By the time I left in 2015, you could have all of it. I didn't want any of it, right? Everything in my house made me sick to look at it. I'm sick of this place. I'm sick of this life. You can have it all. Okay. So understand that. But the idea of shipping rooms of furniture also not worth it. Not worth it. Your new stuff may very well not fit into your old life, right? You want to take this furniture to a more humid place or a more whatever place. It's not even going to fit, right? You don't want a leather sofa in Mexico, in Cancun or Playa del Carmen, right? You don't want some of the stuff. Some of the stuff that you have is good stuff, but it just doesn't fit your new life. Okay? Ms. Sin, you have got my mind programmed to think less is best. I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm not a minimalist. I'm not telling you that you have to live minimally. You need two forks. You can only have two forks in your life. I'm here to tell you that your stuff is for the life that you have today. Where you're going is a new life. Oh, I'm getting hair compliments. Why does my hair look like AI today? I don't know. Is the background blurred? Maybe it's because the background is blurred. I don't know. I dyed it last week. I had a little color problem. Dyed it last week. And then my flight got in at 8 p.m., which doesn't seem like a problem, but child, I didn't get into bed until 2 o'clock this morning. That's not like me, okay? It was a matter of me having I hate getting an Uber at Mexico City Airport, and I've had problems at Mexico City's airports and bus stations. I had to wait for 3 different Ubers. It's the hardest part of being here. Mexico City is a wonderful city. It's a very romantic city. It's a very beautiful city. I have a beautiful view out of my window. But the freaking getting an Uber from the airport or the bus station, it sucks here. I hate that here. I hate it here. Every time I come here, I'm like, here we go. So I had to wait on 3 Ubers. And each one is like, they say when you put it 8 minutes, more like 20, 30 minutes, right? Because at the airport, a quarter mile can take them 10 minutes. I fucking hate it. I hate it. Right? That's not the time when you want to struggle to get an Uber. After a good meal at a restaurant, and you struggle to get an Uber, who cares, right? I'm feeling good. I'm probably a little tipsy. After a flight, waiting to get an Uber, it's one of the things I hate about it here. The Uber was 20 some dollars. The man told me $80 in US dollars. He told me $80. Get out of my face, right? I will sit here and wait for 6 Ubers to cancel on me before I will pay you $80 for a trip that you're not charging other people $80 for. Get out of my face, right? Most of the time, I will spend the money to save the time. Most of the time. But sometimes don't cheat me, right? Don't cheat me. So by the time I got in the car, we were coming around the corner at like 10. So my flight landed at 8. Had my stuff. Immigration is no problem because I'm a residente. I don't have my purse here. I'm a residente, so getting through immigration was no problem. Luggage took 20 minutes. They have a little sign that says, here's when your luggage will be there. So luggage took me 20 minutes. So by the time I went to the bathroom, I couldn't find the Telcel to get a SIM card. So I don't have a SIM card yet. Anyway, Came here, ordered my tortilla soup, I twisted my hair up last night. Next thing I know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Why was I telling you that? Oh, because hair compliments. So I'm glad it was worth it. 2 o'clock in the morning, because it took me a good 45 minutes to twist my hair. Took a shower, twisted my hair, and that's it. Hi, Mom. Good morning. I'm sure there are glasses here, but listen, when I'm in a hotel, I need to wash the glass myself. Y'all have seen that video of the housekeeper cleaning the bathroom with the same cloth that she cleans the glasses with. I believe at a hotel price like this, I believe the glassware was washed in a dishwasher. I believe that. But also, I'm going to wash it myself. And I just didn't have time. Listen, I had to choose my battles. So it's a little paper container. They give you little paper waters here. It's not plastic, so I feel good about it. I feel fine with that. I wish I had a straw, but other than that, I'm good with it. All right, what not to bring? Shipping containers worth of stuff if you don't want to deal with that. A lot of the furniture that you want are like a lot of the furniture that you're okay with, they're going to have it where you're going. I'm not saying I can get the furniture that the most, I didn't have good, I had good furniture, but I had secondhand furniture in Delaware. But I can't say you're going to get the same level of comfort in your new place. If you move to Latin America, if you move to Europe, if you move to the Caribbean, you may not get the same level of comfort from your furniture, but you can get furniture where you're going. Right? If you have some items that mean something to you, that's a different story. You're going to have to make a plan for it. But the theme of this video is new life, new stuff, right? A lot of the stuff that fit was for the old you. Yeah, I'm in Mexico City for the Exodus Summit meetup, which happens tomorrow. Today, for the first time, I'm going to see Rashida Dow's new apartment. Hace 6 años, ella vive en Ciudad de Mexico. For 6 years, Rashida has lived in Mexico City, and she's lived in that same apartment the whole time I've known her in Mexico City. And so this is the first time I'm going to see her in a new place, in a new space. So I'm going to go check out her apartment later today. And then we have the Exodus Summit meetup tomorrow. If it's not too late for you, join us. Okay. It's probably too late for y'all to get here. But yeah, Exodus Summit meetup tomorrow. Rashida's birthday is Monday, lunes. Okay. Benita Malone, I know we ship too much stuff to Portugal. Clothes, wine, artwork. So it's just a matter of sometimes we don't know. We have to have a vision for the new life in order to part with some of the old stuff. Maybe you're still a wine and artwork and clothes person in Portugal, where you're going. If you're going to Lisbon or Porto or Coimbra or someplace else, Faro, maybe you're still going to be that person in that place, but maybe not, which is really surprising to people. The people say there's some sort of study or something that people are really good at looking back and seeing how they've changed. We're horrible at predicting how we will change. Right? You can look back at your life and be like, this was my whatever era, right? This was my, whatever, wine and artwork era. And then this was my beach and flip-flops and sandals era, right? I'm not paying personally as a cheapskate. So I have a fun dichotomy, which is I don't think money is a real thing, but also get out of my face. Okay. Get out of my face. You're cheating me. Okay. As a cheapskate, I'm not paying to take something old into my new life if I don't know it's going to fit my new life. Sometimes we move abroad and we don't yet know who we're going to be in a new place. You're a new person in a new place. When you have new environmental factors, new stressors, new neighbors, you're a new person. You're a different person. And we don't always know who that person's going to be before we get to a place. And so the default is to take old stuff with us, take the old stuff with us. But time and time again, we're not that same person. it's hard to believe or see. I guess you might believe it, but you still don't see it, right? This is for the high heels and fancy, expensive handbags, girls. Eh, I don't. I don't think you're still going to be that person. You're not going to be the high heels girly in Lisbon. That cobblestone is going to change who you are quickly. Your environmental factors change you. And so I think leaving the country and moving abroad is an opportunity to lean into that instead of fighting it. Lean into it. See who you want to be. Now, there are hobbies and interests that you'll retain, right? Hobbies and interests that you'll keep. But there's hobbies and interests that you'll drop and pick up new, right? Pick up anew. So you have to have space for the new. And if everything is crammed with the old, you can still move abroad with all the old, your whole old life. You could take your whole old life with you. But I think you're just missing out. You're missing out on what could be. Okay. PR Envy says she took her motorcycle. Where did you go? Where are you? It's great having her here. So motorcycles, I don't know about shipping and registering and the cost and all of that, but it's probably, well, I don't know, because I have seen a couple motorcycle accidents since I've been in Bogotá. I was going to say it's probably a little safer when you're in a place where there are more of that vehicle. You probably feel safer in that vehicle, right? So like down here in Latin America, there are many more motorbikes and motorcycles and scooters. So you probably are a little safer having that down here than you are in the US, but I don't know if that's true. That's just, it feels like it. It feels like you'll be, oh, in San Miguel. Are you coming to the meetup tomorrow in Mexico City? Names, I don't know names. Every Black women love an alias. And sometimes I don't know the screen name for the person. San Miguel is, I think, 4 or 5 hour bus ride from Mexico City, which I believe I'll be taking in a week or so, in a few days. Shipping things. Anything else we need to say about shipping things before we move into things that you probably don't want to take with you? This was listen, it's too hard section. I only put 2 things in the section. It's too hard. It's too hard to take a car, and it's too hard to take a, you waited for me to get my oh, okay. Okay. So it's, yeah. So I don't know who's who until you tell me. And sometimes women be like, it's so-and-so. Because I don't know, girl. Okay, good. So you're still there and you still love it? Good, good. And are you coming to Mexico City? Are you planning to come to the meetup tomorrow? Listen, I can tell the difference between caffeinated Stephanie and uncaffeinated and went to bed at 2 a.m. Stephanie. I don't know what I was saying, but I hope I finished the point. Okay, too hard. Oh, I was wrapping up the too hard section by saying that's all I put in that section, right? Other things, if it's worth it to take it, let's figure out the next category. What is the next category? Where you at, notes? Okay. Probably unnecessary. Let me rearrange this. Okay, probably unnecessary, which I hope sets you free. Taking a whole bunch of your prescription medication, probably unnecessary. When I was in the Army, I was a hospital pharmacy technician. And before soldiers deployed, we would have to give them 6 or 9 months, or sometimes 12 months, rarely 12 months of their prescription medications, birth control pills, diabetes medication, whatever. People would leave with brown paper bags full of drugs so that they could deploy to whatever place and have their medications, even though a lot of them had access to some sort of pharmacy where they were going. Some sort of military pharmacy. because they were they were combat support hospitals. But we would load them up, load them up. And so when you think about leaving the country, whether you're bopping around the world or moving somewhere, you probably think, well, let me go ahead and get months and months of medication. Not so fast. Unless that medication is free or almost free, not so fast. Okay, not so fast. One of the biggest shocks to Americans, especially Americans who've never had any kind of healthcare access like in the military, to a lot of Americans, it's shocking how easy it is to get your prescription medications abroad. Now, you'll need to make sure you know the name for that medication in the country you're going to and what strengths of that medication are available. That's usually a Google search, right? But you can just walk in before, not even with a doctor's appointment, not even with a prescription for most medications, except for Schedule 2. As far as I know, Schedule 2 narcotics are the ones you can't get, which includes like the Concertas and Adderalls and stuff. But for a lot of stuff, you just walk in, and if you're paying exorbitant amounts of money, you'll probably be shocked at the price abroad, right? Amina, are you here? Hi. Do you remember a lot? Can you give me a lot of details? Do you remember what your family members were asking for? It was some sort of heart thing, heart medication. And do you remember what they cost in the US and what you bought them for in Mexico? Anybody have any specific examples? I don't have a good specific example. But anybody, let's do some group assignment. Anybody here have a specific example of something that they purchased? So some of you have good healthcare in the US or good prescription access in the US. And so your insurance or whatever covers a lot of your medication. But a lot of y'all are paying an arm and a leg for prescription medication in the United States of America when you could just get it in the place that you're going. So this is a comfort level thing. How much do you feel comfortable having in your hands before you get there? And how much will they let you take into the country? I think that's probably not a problem unless we're talking about like a narcotic, a schedule 2 or 3 narcotic. How much can you have? Except for Mexico's funny about vitamins, Rashida told me, and I messed around. I didn't know that. I messed around and told the people I had vitamins in my bag last time I came in. They were like, it's too late for us to deal with this. Go. Go. Okay. Okay, so we're getting examples here in the chat. Thank you for that. Okay, group assignment. So this is you don't have to believe me, okay? Adelia, who is Picky Girl Travels the World, who also lives in Mexico City, who I'm going to see today. Hi, Adelia. Says her blood pressure and HRT are both available without a prescription. Blood pressure medication costs $3 US in Mexico, the equivalent of $3 US in Mexico for her blood pressure medication. Do you get it every 90 days? That's the thing I don't know. I don't know what the max is. I know in the US, most drugs, you have a max that you can get at one time, which is a 90-day supply. I assume it's pretty much the same in Mexico, but I don't know that. Hey, Torah Law, only 7. Tooth extraction, $20 in Egypt. Okay. Okay, you don't have to believe me. KD Unmapped, Monjaro, $75 without insurance. Do you want to tell us where that was? What country? $75 without insurance, over $1,000 in the US. I had a friend ask me to price something in Colombia, and I went to 2 pharmacies. I didn't Google anything. I went to 2 pharmacies, and both times it was men. The technician was a man, and they were like, no, we don't have that. I'm like, I don't know if they don't have it, or if he don't feel like getting up off his stool, or if I'm saying the name wrong. I didn't Google what the name was here. So I can't tell you the price in Colombia, although I was asked to price it in Colombia. I never got the price. Holly's Haven, hi. High blood pressure med in Merida costs $10 for a month. Okay. Okay, so Benita, okay, Adelia said $3. The thing about blood pressure medication, most people, I was a pharmacy technician for almost 10 or maybe 10 years, 10 years, but not straight, right? 5 years and then 5 years. Um, these blood pressure medications, they don't cost, they should not cost that much. Some things you can like, I don't know what's in it. I don't know what it is. Sure, charge a whole bunch of money. But right. But not blood pressure medications. Not the Norvasc, y'all on amlodipine paying a whole bunch of money for Norvasc that's been around for years and years, for decades. That's greed. There's nothing but greed. There's no reason for those things to have that price tag. Coffee Brown, this doesn't sound right. Coffee Brown, expat bound. I found out inside France, a lot of Americans say bring your own over-the-counter bottles of ibuprofen and Tylenol because they only dispense 2 to 4 pills at a time in the pharmacy. No, because I've bought ibuprofen. I buy ibuprofen all the time. I've bought ibuprofen around the world. I don't remember France being a problem. I don't know. That don't sound right. That sounds like some Americans, white people fear mongering. Karima Fatima, unless I'm missing something. I pay for meds out of pocket in Thailand. Costs over $10,000 in the US and $17 here. $10,000? Oh, before $10,000 before insurance, right? Not with insurance. Marcia or Marcia, hi. I bought a bottle of albuterol, saline water, and a syringe for $20 in Montevideo, no prescription. Right? Albuterol, you got to breathe. That's another thing that shouldn't cost very much money. Okay. You got to breathe. And it's just albuterol, right? Shouldn't cost very much. Yeah. This is the point. Karima, Fatima, literally, you go to the pharmacy and you walk out with life-saving meds, right? Instead of having to go through the hassle in the United States of getting the things that you need. Cornelius loves being Black. Me too. My hubby got sick in Tokyo. We paid less than $100 for all types of tests and doctor visits. Yeah. So this is a separately, the idea of just going abroad to get a bunch of tests sounds ridiculous until you see what it costs and you see how good the healthcare is. A lot of people in this community do that, right? Whether it's because I'm sick, like my doctor was like, here's some tests you need to get, right? But it doesn't have to be that. It can be, here's some tests I want to get, right? Here's some things I want. Can you check me from the rooter to the tutor, right? Hundreds instead of tens of thousands of dollars. There's a full workup. People like the Prince Court Hospital in Malaysia. $400 and some for every workup you can imagine, right? So I looked it up in some other hospitals in Southeast Asia. Talking $300, $400, $500, $600. I think I looked it up live here on YouTube one time at a hospital in Colombia. They have just like a workup. It's called the women's something. Any kind of test you can imagine. And I think here, I'm not in Colombia, but in Colombia, I think it was around $600 for Colombia, right? Not just medication. So we're talking about what to take with you, but some of the things that you think you need to do before you leave the country, you actually don't need to do until you get to another place. I think. I'm not your doctor, okay? I'm not a doctor. I will diagnose myself, but we see where that's gotten me, okay? I will diagnose some stuff in my own self. But I think for a lot of people, some of the things you think you need to do before you leave, you probably can do in your new place. It's going to be maybe a better experience and, easier on the pockets. Hey, is this Charmaine? World Charms, my allergy asthma meds in the US, they are separate and over $100 each. I get them as a combo in Ghana for $7. Greed is what's happening in the United States. Greed. There should have been some things that were off limits. I guess other countries had decided. Here's some things that are off limits. Here's some ways you're not going to profit. Everybody's bought in on the idea of capitalism, even though it's not the only economic system that would could be. It's not the only possibility in terms of economic systems. But the world pretty much was like, okay, we'll do capitalism, except here, right? Except for healthcare, maybe education. Except for healthcare and education, we're not really going to do capitalism like that. Let's not drive up prices to the max. Let's not keep things out of reach for the average person, resident, citizen. Really just let's let people live. Can we let people live? Right? Can we let people live? Okay. Here's another. Let's see. Hey, life between the dash, 352 for 90 days brand name high blood pressure medication in the US. $8 in Colombia. Okay, so what maybe, probably, I'm gonna hedge that because some things, you never know. Don't get somebody someplace else with no medication and be mad at me. Okay, but probably unnecessary. Your prescription meds are probably unnecessary for you to take with you. I'm not your doctor. Okay, I'm not a doctor. But figure this out. Adelia, I asked about the day limit. Adelia says she can buy as much as she wants. Okay. Oh, no max, KD unmapped. So Adelia's in Mexico, KD unmapped in Colombia, no max. Okay. However much you can carry, take all you can carry. Yep. So I guess that does make sense because I know the idea of people leaving, like just tourists going to another country to get their meds. They're not doing it every 90 days. So I guess it does make sense that they're getting, more than 90 days worth at a time. Well, Rhonda, ask it again. So the only thing I see from you is the thing that says that you didn't answer my question. So type it in again. I'll keep scrolling. Okay, type it in again. I'm on a third party called StreamYard, and I don't see every comment. Healthcare is amazing in Panama. Healthcare is amazing in a lot of places. Panama has a good reputation. I don't know. Inside of Exodus ASAP, Rashida walked us through looking at hospital rankings around the world. And Panama has a great healthcare reputation. But I don't know that there are too many places where you're going to be like, they don't have good healthcare here. Especially if they have a major city, right? And they have rich people, right? If they have rich people and there's a major city there or close by, there's excellent healthcare there. As Americans, okay, compared to what we're used to, there's excellent healthcare there. Get yourself on down to Mexico or somewhere, anywhere. It don't have to be Mexico, right? Just like Panama has a reputation of having excellent healthcare, and Mexico has a reputation of being a place where people go to get prescription drugs. That's just proximity. You can go anywhere, right? You could go probably almost anywhere and get it for similar prices. Yeah, that strong Retin-A, that prescription Retin-A. Hey, Carol. $20 in Panama, no prescription. Yeah, that's the only price I know offhand. I went with a woman when we did the caravan to Mexico a year ago. I went with her to the pharmacy and she got, because that's the thing I do. If you travel with me, we're going to the pharmacy. If you're an American, we're going to the pharmacy. I don't need nothing, but you probably do. Or somebody probably does. And that's what she bought. She wanted Concerta or Adderall for ADHD, which they wouldn't give her without a prescription. Only time I've ever heard them say no. And she bought the prescription strength Retin-A. What she got was like 4 packs for $24. I don't know how many ounces or whatever, but she got 4 for like $24. He was like, because she asked for 1. And he was like, well, they on sale. Here's a sale, right? They're boxed together, right? Here, take this whole thing. Just take it all. Yes. And Kuman Koma, good morning. If you know the generic name of the drug, it makes it easier to look up the name in the other country. Yes, thank you. Yes, indeed. Okay. Marijuana abroad, I would not take, not fly in with any marijuana product. And I would be very careful about who I trusted in getting the answers about whether or not it's legal and accessible and whatever. You'd have to make sure the person you get the yes from is right. Just like with the car and the laws and stuff, it seems like a headache. Again, I do as little as possible. Okay, I am lazy. I am unwilling. Lazy means unwilling. I am unwilling to do it. And just like bringing in a car, figuring out the marijuana situation in different countries seems like a headache to me. But you just need to find a person, this is why you get in community with people in the places that you're moving to or visiting, because you need to find a person who knows what they're talking about so that you don't end up with the wrong answer. All right. Yeah. Yeah. In the US, you see a lot of manufactured, like fake shortages, right? They'll act like there's a shortage on a particular drug. If they have it in Mexico and Panama and Costa Rica, and like there's a lot of fake pretend shortages, right? The EpiPen shortage, when I was a hospital pharmacy technician in Delaware, there was an EpiPen shortage, but there was not a shortage of the epinephrine. We had plenty of vials of epinephrine. EpiPen is just epinephrine in an accessible plastic case. There's not a plastic shortage, I don't think, in the world. And there's not an epinephrine shortage. So why is there an EpiPen shortage? So that they could drive the price up. The EpiPen price 10x'd in a little bit of time that I worked at a pharmacy in Delaware, right? 10x, not doubled, 10x, right? So there are a lot of pretend shortages that you don't have to deal with in some other places. Health food stores, yeah, health food stores everywhere. I don't be in them. I can't refer you to them. Yeah, they're everywhere. Katie and Matt getting an MRI, $150 in Colombia. Good morning, Jalen. Eva Joyce has skin lupus. No prescription needed for tretinoin in France and Turkey. No prescription. I'm telling y'all. When the dentist gave me a prescription for something. Oh, the antibiotics and the pain meds. She gave me the prescription, but I didn't need the prescription was for me to tell the person what I wanted. Right? They didn't care. They did not care that the doctor sent me with this note. They cared that I could clearly communicate how many of this, I think it was just amoxicillin, how many capsules do I need, right? The prescription was not, so if I could have just told her verbally, that piece of paper don't mean nothing to them. I don't want that. Tell me what you need, please. Okay. Yeah, it'll spoil you. Jalen says the ease of getting medications abroad has spoiled me. And then you'll be back in the US like, oh, wait, what? I need to do what? To get what? How do I do this again? Yeah. Okay. So things you probably don't need to take. That's what I wrote down. Okay. Now, who said I wasn't answering the question? And where have you typed it in? Have I not gotten to it yet? Let me keep scrolling. EpiPen, $345 in the US, $5 in Mexico. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't have to take my word for it anymore. Okay. It's here in the chat. Hey, Larissa. Larissa, I got sick in France, went to the pharmacy. The pharmacist sat me down and tended to me better than my primary care provider in the Bay. I walked out feeling seen and cared for. That in itself was healing. There is care in healthcare in other countries. Okay, I stand by that. There is care in healthcare when you go to other countries. Okay. All right, let's move on to, that's all I wrote down for probably unnecessary. This is not a comprehensive packing list. Okay, this is a thought experiment. This is a way for us to reprogram our thinking. This is a way for us to think differently about this move abroad. I'm not going to give you a packing list. I hope I made that clear. Okay, because I don't know you. Well, some of you I do know. Hi. Well, some of y'all, I don't know some of y'all. I don't know what you want to take and don't want to take. I don't know what you have and don't have. This is a way to reprogram or rethink the reset our expectations and think about the way we think about this. Okay. So think twice about taking. Okay. I'm gonna sound real Rashida Dow in honor of Rashida Dow's birthday. Think twice about taking your spouse. Okay. So it's too hard to me, myself personally. Okay. It's too hard to take a car. It's too hard to deal with shipping containers. It's probably unnecessary to take a whole bunch of meds. And I think maybe you should think twice about taking your spouse. If your spouse is not doing any of the heavy lifting in your move abroad planning and has not done any of the heavy lifting in your lifetime, right? Think twice. Okay? Because listen, new you deserves reciprocity and ease, freedom for yourselves. Okay? Some of y'all think twice about taking your spouse. Okay? This also means if you, hi Monique, good afternoon. If you, okay, it's Rashida Dow's birthday. So in honor of Rashida Dow, if you, conversely, if your spouse is the reason that you're not planning your move abroad, think twice about staying in the United States. I think that's the same point. I said conversely. Okay, it's the same point. Think twice. If the spouse is the reason, leave the spouse. Okay, think twice. I didn't say, I don't know that I just said leave the spouse, but my actual point is just think twice about taking your spouse to your new country. If you're going to be a new you in a new place who doesn't like high heels or who doesn't wear high heels on a regular basis, right? Are you also going to be a new you in a new place who doesn't want to drag another person around, make all the decisions, do all of the planning and all of the work, put in all of the effort with no reciprocity? I don't know. I don't think Lisbon you or Panama City you or Ghana you, I don't think that version of you is going to want to drag that person with you. I see it. I've seen it time and time again in this community. All right. I am a person who was like, I've seen enough examples to know that this is a thing. You ain't got to show me. I don't need to see 80 people. Show me 8 women in our community who are like, oh, he's not coming. I'll be like, oh, okay, girl. Okay. Reciprocity, ease. New life you deserves reciprocity and ease, liberation. Okay. So I've seen a few of those. So what does it look like to think twice about taking your spouse with you? Sometimes it means that y'all maintain 2 households. Sometimes it means that y'all are not a y'all anymore. Y'all's marriage is up to you. You do what you want. Okay. Do what you want. Y'all figure it out. But I can't go because he don't want to go. I'm not married to anybody. and I've never been married to anybody. Okay. I'm not your marriage counselor. I'm not your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I'm not your marriage counselor. I'm not a marriage counselor. Okay. But me, myself personally, I don't think that's a reason not to go. Your spouse convinced you. So we've seen we've seen this look a lot of different ways. We've seen, oh, I don't have a spouse anymore. We've also seen we have two households, right? Do what works best for you. Dr. Gertrude filed for divorce and left the country. Okay. We see it. I see it in this inside of the Exodus Summit community. And so I just want you to know that that's a valid option. Okay. I just want you to know that that's valid. Some things, when you don't say some things out loud, it sounds like there is shame. And I'm relatively shameless. Somebody forgot to put shame in my spirit. Somebody forgot to deposit shame into my spirit. Mostly, I'm not 100%, but I'm relatively without shame. Relatively without shame. And so when you don't say things, sometimes there's an idea that, oh, it's because it's shameful. Sometimes we don't talk about things because it's not my lived experience, right? I've never been married, so I've never been divorced, or I've never had two households or been bicontinental or whatever. So we don't talk about it because I don't do it, right? That doesn't mean it's a shameful thing, or it doesn't mean it's a wrong answer. It just means it's an option that we forgot to talk about. Okay. So now we haven't really talked about it, but maybe we'll get some guests on here who want to talk about it. Okay. That's that. Anyone here move with kids or without kids? So let's add this in. So yes, a lot of women in this community have children of any age who have moved abroad with them, from infants, moved abroad with infants, to moved abroad with adult kids, to anywhere in between. Yes, a lot of women in this community. Kids are, especially child age kids, children are really, you just make a plan for them, right? What we see in this community is women who are like, here's what we're doing. Right? You're the child, we're the parents. Here's what we're going to do. Some do spend some more effort getting the child on board if they need to. Sometimes they don't even need to get the child on board. The kid will be like, here are the places I'm interested in visiting. Thank you. Yeah. Before COVID, the idea of moving abroad with your children seemed stranger to women, and they used to ask this question a lot more. But once COVID came and people started schooling their kids online, or saw different ways to school their kids and a different way to live a life with kids, the question gets asked less of like, is it even possible? More people are just like, oh yeah, we can do that. We can do that. If we can survive this, we can do that. If you're not in the Exodus Summit community and you're a Black woman, come on and join us. This is where you'll see what women are doing and have community with them. ExodusSummit.com/community is the Exodus Summit community for Black women in this space. And the Black women in the Exodus Summit community are very sharing and open and giving. The link is ExodusSummit.com/community, and I'll put that here. It's in the description of the video already. So if you're watching the replay, hi friends in the future, I hope it's awesome there. The links are already in the description of the video. All right. Yeah, relatively shameless. What are some things I do feel shame about? Where do I feel shame? I don't know. For the most part, I just don't feel it. I don't feel it. I'm a human person, but also so are you, right? And so why am I going to feel shame about being a human? A lot of the things that we feel shame about are either just regular human things or something somebody else did. You didn't even do it. It's not even you. Why am I going to carry shame about that? And so, conversations, sometimes when you don't say something, people think that it's because it's a shameful thing. When you don't talk about a thing, it's because people assume it's because it's a shameful thing. When really sometimes it's just because we forgot to talk about it, right? Like, ease up on yourself. Hi, yes, it's yeah, it's your lady Steph. Hi, I would like to join the membership, but I have questions. May I email you? Yes, but not me directly because I'm never going to see that email. Okay. Email hello@exodussummit.com. If you have questions about the Exodus Summit community, email hello@exodusasap.com if you have Exodus ASAP questions. Or I'm going to put the Gmail for the ASAP membership because I'm not exactly sure if it's hello or if it's Amina. I'm not sure. I'm going to put the Gmail for the Exodus ASAP. Exodus ASAP at gmail.com. A thing about me, you don't want to try to reach me directly. You need to go through somebody because I'm never going to open that email. I just recorded this week with Michelle, the creators. Michelle's handle is creators getting paid too. We just recorded a couple of different things together on her platform. And I'm like, girl, it's a miracle. I saw this invite. It's a miracle. And then she turned around and she was like, well, I did invite you before and I didn't hear back from you. I'm like, so I'm not, I am mildly apologetic, but I'm not going to fix the behavior. So am I really sorry? Not really. I'm not going to fix my behavior. Okay. What I am going to tell you is here's a better way to get in touch with me. If you need to get in touch with me, you need to get in touch with somebody else. On the internet, they were like, are you a voice notes friend or a text friend? I'm like, girl, I'm a knock on my door friend. If you don't come visit me at my house, you're probably not going to hear back from me. Rashida was like, here's the meetup details to you personally, because I know you didn't go read them in the thing. No, I did not. Okay. Hey, Karen Hill, why are we staying away from Africa? Originally, I wanted to go to Africa, but ain't nobody talking about Africa. There are women talking about Africa. Countries in Africa are not at the top of my personal list. And this is my YouTube channel. So, because for a couple of different reasons. Number one, a lot of Black women who move to countries in Africa, who move to Ghana or on the West, right? Move to Ghana or whatever, or in the East, move to Kenya, Tanzania. They be starting a lot of businesses. And it makes me think that those are hustle places. And I don't want to hustle and I don't want Black women to hustle. Where's the ease? Okay. Where's the peace of mind? Okay. We talk about Latin America and the Caribbean a lot more than we talk about countries in Africa because of what I see. I'm a person who is like, I see enough examples, just like with the leaving your spouse thing. I've seen enough examples to know that this is a thing. I've seen enough examples of Black women moving to West Africa and East Africa to say, I don't know if there's ease there or is there hustle there. Okay. And then the second reason is a lot of African countries are not very clear about how you get legal residency. Rwanda is a place that women in this community love. Rwanda gives you a 10-year visitor visa, but not a pathway to permanent residency. And that can be scary to some people. I think as I get older, so I'll be 52 in a little bit, as I get older, I think the idea of permanent residency is more and more appealing to me than it was before, where in my 40s, I bopped around from place to place. So that's why it's not because of, well, yeah, those are two reasons. Right? I think South Africa is a better option for a lot of us in this community coming from the United States. South Africa seems to be a place where Black women can move and, enjoy life, go to whatever, go to brunch and make friends and stuff. Keena Williams, I think Keena's still in Johannesburg. The deal with South Africa is we're, as Americans, not used to the uh, blackouts, electricity shortages and stuff, and that can be a real pain in the butt. I usually say pain in the buns because I think it's funny. That could be a real pain in the buns. But yeah, that's why. I think that's why. It's not because you can't go. You can definitely go. I can't think of any country in West Africa where a lot of Americans or Black American people are thinking of going. I can't think of a country in West Africa that is very clear about here's how you become a permanent resident. And so I think that's probably the top reason for most people. For me, the top reason is I'm not going somewhere where I have to work hard and hustle. I'm not going to a hustle place. Okay. Now, I think Cote d'Ivoire, I wish the Exodus Summit meetup in West Africa didn't happen this year. Maybe sometime soon I'll still get to Cote d'Ivoire. I think Cote d'Ivoire might be different, but maybe not. It might be more of the same. Okay. And Jaylyn spends a lot of time in Ghana or lives in Ghana or spends a lot of time in Ghana. And she says I'm right. Okay. She says I'm right. Okay. And she says she could definitely list more reasons. Yeah, but it's not because you can't go. Now, if you want to go to a Black place, don't forget the Caribbean exists. And there are parts of the Caribbean where you can live for a better cost of living than you probably think, right? So there are women in our community who are in Barbados. There's a full Black expat community in Barbados called Barbados Black Pats, I believe. And so you can have some of what you want, some of what we might want by going to West Africa. Some of that you can get in the Caribbean, some of it, for maybe a decent price, right? Now, different concerns. When I bring up the Caribbean, everybody's like, hurricanes. I'm not dealing with that, right? Legit. That's a legitimate concern. You decide what things you do and don't want to have to deal with. And then Jaylyn says also that, yeah, okay, so bopping is, if we're talking bopping from place to place, bopping in African countries is an issue, right? Going from, now Ghana to Cote d'Ivoire, there were direct flights. But let's say you're in South Africa. It's really like South Africa and then Mozambique and then Kenya and Tanzania, or is there somebody in between there? Mozambique. Let me look on a map. It's not all that far. South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania. You know what you can't do? Fly for a reasonable price from South Africa to Tanzania, right? You got to go to the Middle East or you got to go to Europe. I heard somewhere we're not supposed to call it the Middle East, but I don't know what to call it. Okay, then tell me a better title. It's not easy to go from place to place, right? Whereas in Asia, if you're in Cambodia and you want to go to Vietnam, you take you a bus to Vietnam, take a little nap, maybe a sleeper bus. I've taken many a sleeper bus in Southeast Asia, right? You take a little ferry from one island to the next in the Philippines, travel inter-country travel. In Africa, it's hard. It's harder than it needs to be. And so, as people who also are on a mission to do as little as possible and embrace ease, it's just, we don't talk about countries in Africa all that much because other places are just easier. Okay. But you do you, and you tell us if we're missing it, right? If we're missing the ease, here's how it's easier. Here's how it's more cost effective. Here's how you get residency. Tell us. Okay. Get you a YouTube channel and let us know. But as far as I know, residency plus hustle, lack of residency options, and the hustle of African countries, especially West Africa, make it a no for me, dog. What about Mauritius? I think so. Sierra in our community, expat Sierra, is a Black woman who lives in Mauritius. Rashida and I both visited Mauritius. Mauritius, my opinion, go and see for yourself, okay? My opinion on Mauritius is the people are just not warm. You're not going to like it. Right? The people are not, it's not what you think it is. Mauritius is out in the Indian Ocean, and they're more Indian than, I'm not talking genetically, I'm talking in their behavior. They're more Indian than Black. You're not going to feel like, oh, I'm in an African country. It's an African country. You're not going to feel like it. And they're not going to treat you like it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let me get through this. And then, hey, Ms. Lady, we'll talk a little bit about packing for bopping. I need to do a more detailed video on that specifically. But where's my notes? Think twice about taking your spouse. And then, yes, definitely take things that will fit into your new life. If you don't know what that new life is, make a vision. Yeah, Rashida, boring. Mauritius is boring and the people weren't friendly. The water, though, when you stepped in that ocean, it felt like stepping into a bathtub. That water was warm. The ocean water, the Indian Ocean, that's what Mauritius has going for it. Fiji felt blacker than Mauritius. Yes, okay. Fiji, hi Rashida. Fiji felt blacker than Mauritius. All right. So how do you know what's going to fit into your new life? You make the vision for your new life. It's hard to plan a move abroad if you haven't thought about what you're going for. I think a lot of move abroad planning stops and gets put on the back burner or discarded completely because you don't have a vision for what you're going for. And so all of the effort that you have to put into it doesn't seem worth it. Once you know that the effort that it takes to move abroad or to leave the United States, once you know that effort is worth it, then the move abroad is going to happen. Maybe with some support, okay? Maybe with some support from the Exodus Summit community and the Exodus ASAP membership, right? The move abroad is, and from local people who've already moved there and sharing their experiences. But if you don't have a vision for what it is, it's hard to make it through all of that, right? You got to deal with all your home and your stuff and your pets and your kids and your healthcare and all of that. You're going to give up if you don't have a vision for what your new life is. Now, we already said there's the studies out there that we're really good at looking at the past and seeing how we change in the past. We're terrible at predicting our future. So the vision that you create for yourself may not be what actually happens, right? You may create a vision. This is a small example, but when I took my sabbatical, I like watching combat sports. I like watching fight. I want to see you fight, okay? Right? Fight. I want to see you fight. I like watching combat sports. My vision for my sabbatical, my career break, my gap year in Southeast Asia was that I was going to do volunteer work and that I was going to learn some sort of combat sport. I didn't do the combat sport. I chickened out. I was like, no, that's scary. Muay Thai is scary. I'm not doing that. I'm not insured enough for that. My World Nomads insurance policy will not cover me for Muay Thai, right? I couldn't find classes that didn't look scary. Even the children were scary. But I had that vision for that year. And I did volunteer work. I did work exchanges. I did more volunteer work than I'd planned to do because money, expenses started expensing. And I was like, well, let me get some free room and board by doing some volunteer work through Work Away. Listen, Muay Thai. So I knew Muay Thai existed. And I knew what it looked like. I think I knew what it looked like. But when I went to Muay Thai at the arena, that wasn't really arena, but child, them children were fighting. They had different rules and different safety precautions and different protocols. But their kids were hitting and hurting each other. I was like, if I don't even want to fight a child, If I don't even want to fight a child, there's no way I'm going to Muay Thai with other adults. It's not happening. I thought that I could find Muay Thai. You know how you go to yoga different places and the yoga instructor, you can tell that these people don't know yoga. Like the instructor knows yoga, but the other people in the class, they're not experts, right? And so you're in there, everybody's flailing in a good way, in a good way. You don't feel like you're out of your element. I stayed in a hostel that was above a Muay Thai gym, and every time I walked by, they were hurting the equipment. I was like, I can't find a Muay Thai class for people who don't want to take it very seriously, right? I couldn't find. Where's the class for people who don't do things that hard? Where's the people who do as little as possible? Show me Muay Thai for people who do as little as possible. Now, I probably could have asked the instructor for some private lessons, but I didn't do that. I just crossed it off my list, kindly crossed it off. And I did do more volunteer work. But all that to say, you decide what this time is going to look like, and you create a vision for it. But your vision, it is flexible. Things may change. I did Taibo. I did do Taibo. Yeah, I've been to Lucha Libre. I've been to Muay Thai. I went to a sumo. I signed up to go to a sumo. Part of my sabbatical timing was that there was a big sumo competition in Japan. In my heart of hearts, I feel like I didn't go to it though. But what else? Yeah. I want to see people fight. I I want to see you fight. Yeah, the kids in Muay Thai were scary. You know what other kids were scary? The kids watching Lucha Libre. The adults, I went to Lucha Libre in Guadalajara. The adults watching Lucha Libre were having a good time. The kids watching Lucha Libre were out for blood. Them kids were scary. No, indeed. I'm not sitting in the section with the kids. I'm sitting in the sections with where are the adults at? Because those kids were out for blood. I think if there were more combat sports, we would be better to each other. If more people knew what an ass whooping felt like, I believe that sincerely. I think that combat sports could save the world. I think if more people knew what an ass whooping felt like and looked like, they would be better to other people. But they don't. You can't force people to get their ass whooped. But I'm a fan of combat sports. All right. So let's talk about packing for bopping. So that was my list on yes, definitely is just things that'll fit your new life. You don't know what that is yet. Okay. If you can do some scouting in a place, you may have a better idea. But if you can't do some scouting before you go, if you can't go and check a place out before you go, you have to just create a vision, trust the vision, trust the community that you've built in that new place and roll with it. Faith. You got to step out on faith, right? You just have to believe that you can get to a new place, live a new life, and that your needs will be met. Maybe that means letting go of looking at this bookcase and saying, these books served me, or these high heels and these bags and shoes served me at some point in my life, but they're not going to serve me in this new life anymore. I'm going to pass them on to somebody else. I'm going to make space for what's new. If you're going to Lisbon and you are an addict of stiletto heels, you need to take a real look at what you see your life being in that new place and let some things go. But take with you the things that will serve you. Take with you the things that will be, that will lead you to your new you. I believe it sincerely, just like I believe more combat sports, please, more fighting, more fighting. I also believe that you are a different person in a different place. Okay. So your stuff, the stuff that you have with you should reflect who you're becoming in that new place, not who you're dragging along with you, right? If you're not dragging your spouse with you, you definitely don't want to drag whatever's. I'm trying to think of a heavy thing that you don't want to take with you into your new life, but whatever's. A bunch of coats when you're moving to Panama, right? You moving to Panama City, but you love fur coats. Okay, those fur coats served you for a while, for a time period. Okay. But they're not going to serve your new life in Panama City, Panama. Give them to somebody who will let you wear it when you come visit her. In where do they wear fur coats? New York City. Okay. Every time you come back to New York City, you be like, girl, pull my fur out. Pull it out. But it's not going to books heavy. Books are heavy. They serve their purpose. I have Googled, am I a psychopath? Because I don't attach to things all that much. I'm done with it. Get rid of it. I don't need it. Get out of my face. I don't need it. Okay. Books are a thing that I understand people having an attachment to. I don't understand. Frankly, I don't understand that your attachment to y'all's purses. I don't understand it. Whatever is a purse. Sell it. There's money in that purse. Literally. Sell it. Sell it. But books, right? I understand people having an attachment to books because I remember the first time I read Beloved. Right. I remember being I wish I could read that. A Song of Solomon. I remember the first time I read those books, right? I think you know, some books you're going to carry with you forever, but it may not be the actual physical book. It might be the physical book. But it can't be all your favorite books. I don't think if you're a favorite book person, you don't have one. You have 50. I don't know if you're taking all 50 with you. Right? They've already served their purpose. They've already done the work in you. I understand having an attachment to physical books probably more than anything else. Right? Because I can't think of one thing where I was like, oh, but what about even my plants? I buy plants. When I go and stay in Airbnbs and stuff, I buy plants. I had plants at my house in Delaware. And you know what I did? I left them or I gave them away. In Airbnbs, I often leave the plant and I'll be like, I hope you make it. I hope they take care of you. I doubt they will because I don't know when they have the next booking. But if I booked it, somebody else will book it. Right? Bye. I'll talk to that plant like it's my friend while I'm there. But when I leave, I'm gone. I'm not attached to that plant. That plant ain't got no hold on me. Candace gave me a beautiful African violet. I don't have a house sitter and I'm going to be gone for almost 3 weeks. I watered it. I put it in a less sunny environment and I put it in a double container. And I was like, I hope you're here when I get back. I have Googled, dear Google, is that psychopathic? Google says I'm not a psychopath. Just cold-hearted. Google said I'm not a psychopath. I'm not attached to most stuff. Stuff is stuff. I love it when I love it. I love this necklace. It's a little cowrie shell. It's a Black woman, but it also looks like, cowrie shells look like coffee beans. And, I'm such a Colombian lady. I love this necklace, but when it's gone, it's gone. So I do get upset about losing things when you only have one. I fretted over that back earring. I lost the back of my earring for a while, and I fretted about it so hard that I was gifted earring backs at meetups for like almost a year. Every time somebody came to a meetup, somebody would have a selection of earring backs for me. So thank you. I'm squared away, right? I will fret about it if I don't have a replacement, and if I don't have, like you only have one. I traveled forever with one pair of earrings. But in terms of stuff, I'm not the one who can help you deal with your stuff. That's a Rashida issue. That's a Rashida. Rashida is there to coach you with that because I'll be like, throw it away. right? If you can make attachment to people, you're likely not a psychopath. Okay, thank you, Kat. Thank you. I've asked more than once. What do you think, Google? I can't tell you how much stuff I left in my house. I don't want it. I don't want to see it. This was from old, unhappy life. I don't want my unhappy life stuff coming with me to my happy life. You're not going to drag me down, right? Y'all can have all of it. I don't care. If you steal, you can take it, you can throw it away, you can give it away. I don't want it. Okay. So that is the philosophy of this next conversation that we're about to have is about bopping, right? What to take with you when you bop. Understand those things. Okay. Okay. Understand that that's who I am when I give you this next piece of advice. So let's talk about what to take with you when you're bopping. What is bopping? Bopping is just moving from place to place. I think a lot of us, instead of moving directly to a new country or a new city abroad, we should take some time and just go from place to place for a while. Pack some suitcases and just pick up and go as we see fit. I think that that will help you if you are looking for a permanent place. It will help you find what you like and don't like and what you want and don't want. Because some of the things you think you want, you just think you want because you're still old you. But new you is not going to want that, right? So sometimes people will be like, I want to move to an English speaking country. I mean, sure, but no, you don't need that because new you is going to be okay with taking time to learn a language because new you ain't got no job or new you got all the time in the world. Sometimes people be like, I can't move to such and such a place. There's too much traffic. But I'll be like, girl, where are you going? You ain't going nowhere. Why are you worried about traffic? You ain't got no job. You're not going to be commuting to work you're not going to be commuting and coming back twice a day, right? You're going to be walking to the grocery store and to the market, buy you some tacos, get your feet did, and going home. Why are you worried about the traffic on the highway? Okay. So that's what I think bopping can do. It can help you prioritize your priorities. It can help you reevaluate some things instead of just going straight into the move abroad. So what do you take with you when you're bopping? I would recommend bopping within a region or two, within a weather pattern or two. I would recommend bopping in places where your wardrobe fits. And so that means you have less to pack. If you're going to Southeast Asia, you don't need a coat. Not even a light jacket. You might need one wrap for various times. You don't need a coat, right? You don't need boots. You don't need closed-in. Do you even need closed-in shoes? Well, might need some sneakers. You may be a walking shoes, but you don't need like shoes. So when you're bopping, if you can stick to a region and or weather pattern, it's going to make it much easier to pack. It's also going to make it financially easier, right? I consider moving from city to city, town to town, country to country bopping. That's a bop, bop, bop. If you're going from here to here, that's a pogo. You're pogoing. If you're going from Thailand to Colombia to Fiji to Paris, that's a pogo. That's not a bop. Okay. That's the pogo. Pack for pogoing, that's harder, right? Fiji, let's say it's April. Fiji and France and Panama City, what did I say? And Thailand. Each one of those requires you to have a different type of wardrobe. And so bop to a region or two and to a particular weather type or two. Makes it easier. Okay, so but what are you packing? Okay, this is when you're gonna be like, she might be a psychopath. 8 bottoms only. 8. That's all you need. You're gonna take more. You're not gonna believe me. Okay, you're not gonna believe me. You're gonna take 8 pairs of jeans in addition to 8 dresses and 8 shorts and 8 bottoms, right? If you work out every day and you don't want to be doing laundry a lot or whatever, you can bump that up to 10. Bump it up to 10. Take 2 extra pairs of workout pants, right? I like 2 sets of pajamas, but I spend a lot of my day in my pajamas. I have pajamas and day pajamas, right? Alternating. I like 2 sets of pajamas, but I only like 8 bottoms. 8. Between my dresses, my skirts, my pants. 8. Now, how many tops? I don't know. I just be throwing them in there. They're smaller, right? I left the US wearing a size 18. I wear a size 20, 18. I've been down to a 16 in Australia, right? I don't have the luggage space to be packing a whole bunch of bottoms, but the tops, they don't take up as much space. Yeah. Okay. 8 to 10, Jalen, 8 to 10 bottoms is reasonable. That's enough. That's plenty. That's plenty, right? Take something for photos. Take an outfit that you love taking photos in. Yes, you're going to have photos in that outfit from all over the world. Okay. Okay. The meetup on Sunday, what I'm wearing to the meetup on Sunday, this dress has been around the world with me. It has been photographed on 6 continents. Okay. Take something you really feel pretty in, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm taking something for pictures. This is for pictures. It may not be the most practical, but I'm going to look so cute in these pictures. Okay. Take something for pictures. And then the rest for actual everyday living, going to get coffee, going to the museum or the beach or whatever your thing is in that place. 8 bottoms. Okay. 8 bottoms means you also don't need a whole bunch of shoes because just wear the shoes you have. I think 4 pairs of shoes. Let's think about this. I like to carry walking or running shoes with me, even when I'm not walking and running. Okay. But I always have some sort of, and I have like a high arch and I'm knock-kneed. I need very specific running shoes. So I have real running shoes. Okay. And then we got some sandals, of less sandally flip-flop. This is Southeast Asia, right? And then something to walk around in when you need your feet to be like a walking shoe, right? If what I'm wearing doesn't go with one of those pair of shoes, who cares? If you're bopping around the world, who cares? Many a time, some of y'all have been to a meetup with me where I've been like, when we take these pictures, just don't put my shoes crop my feet out the picture, right? Just tilt the camera up a little bit because my shoes don't make sense for this outfit. You know what? Who cares? Many a time, my shoes don't make sense for what I'm wearing. Now that I have a home and a closet, that may not be the case. But when I was bopping, many a time, many a meetup, many a day, my shoes and the outfit, they don't make sense together. It's too different. What is it? Why? Who would do that? Me. Because I'm also going to pack up everything I own in this suitcase 16 different times in the course of, let's see. So I make fun of how quickly Rashida bopped, but I actually bopped really, really quickly too, especially in the beginning of my sabbatical. But even if I'm staying in a place for 30 days, right, at a time, I'm going to pack up 12 times in a year. You think I want to deal with these shoes every time? Shoes are hard to pack. They're an annoyance. I wear a size 10 or 10 and a half. If I can find a 10 and a half, I'll buy a 10 and a half. But I refuse to buy 11s except for running shoes. All right. Every time you go to another place, sometimes it's 3 days. Sometimes you're only staying in a place 3 days, right? You go to Ninh Binh, Vietnam. I really love Ninh Binh, Vietnam. I'm a person who would stay there for weeks, but it's a one night thing. It's a one night place, right? For most people. You're going to go from Hoi An to the little islands, was it Quai Dai or whatever, the little islands. You're going to go to Ninh Binh, you're going to go to Hue, you're going to go down to the other one, the other beach with all the Russians. You're going to go to Da Nang, right? What did I name? 5 places in 10 days? You're packing everything up over and over and over. Fitting your new life doesn't only include what your day looks like, but it includes what your travel looks like. Travel days, they make it really easy to go from place to place in Vietnam. But what you don't want to have is a bunch of luggage. What you want to have is a suitcase or two. You don't want to have to, you ever try to, train travel is so convenient in terms of you don't need to be there 2 hours early. You don't need to go through all the security rigmarole where they're going to throw your stuff away. They're going to throw my hair products away if I forget, if I don't pack it right, right? Where you get dropped off. The train station is usually in the heart of the city, right? Train travel is so convenient until you got to lift them big old suitcases and figure out how to get them up into the rack, if they even have a rack. How long is this train? How long do I need to hold these suitcases so they're not rolling and rocking? My least favorite part of solo travel, and I love solo travel. I've seen the world solo. My least favorite part is having to go to the bathroom when you have luggage. This is what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do with all these bags? Take all this in the stall with me? I take up space. I can't, my bags don't fit in the stall with me. That's the worst part of solo travel. Just thinking about it, right? I've had times where if they have a woman working in the bathroom, I'll just leave my bags, right? She's not going to let nobody run off with my stuff. Leave them out there. Leave them somewhere near where she's working. It's the worst part. Right? Okay, so what are we talking about? What do you take with you? Things that fit your life. Your life includes bopping, right? If your life includes bopping, it includes a lot of travel days. So when you're packing, you need to also remember there are going to be a lot of travel days, a lot of days lugging things up on a bus or on a train, checking things if you're flying from place to place. Ferries, I did an overnight ferry in the Philippines. I had a big, I think it was a 70-liter backpack to begin. It was a backpack with wheels. It was more like a duffel bag with wheels. 70, but it had a backpack strap. I started with it was too big and it was too heavy. I get on the ferry. It's an overnight ferry in the Philippines. Probably cost me $5, right? To get from Manila to one of the most beautiful islands you've ever seen in the world with the most amazing sunsets. But it's overnight. Now I got to sleep with these bags in the bed with me, because it's an overnight ferry. When you're asleep and this is all I have in the world, I can't just leave my bag down on the floor. I got to drag my big old suitcase up into the twin bunk bed, sleep in the bunk bed with my suitcase. Or you be on them sleeper trains, you got to put your stuff in the bed with you. Sleeper buses. The trains have space, but the sleeper buses. So we pack for the travel day. When you're bopping around, you pack for the travel as well as for this experience, as well as for the location. You pack for the location, but you also pack to get to the location. How much stuff do I really want to carry with me? I started with maxi skirts because I started in Malaysia. Malaysia is a Muslim country and they're more covered, right? For Southeast Asia, they're very covered. So I had maxi skirts, I had long sleeve with them camp shirts. Child. As soon as I got to Thailand, I left them bad boys. Hostels have little boxes where you can leave stuff. I'm not carrying these big old heavy maxi skirts. My maxi skirts they are weighty, right? I'm never going to wear this maxi skirt again until I get back to Delaware in a year. I'm not carrying this maxi skirt for a year, taking up all this space, being so heavy. I would rather leave it here than carry it with me for a year and never wear it. That's a pretty common thing when you're bopping. You leave stuff as you go because you always take too much. Always start off with too much and you always get sick of it. So pack for that. Also remember that you're going to wear these same clothes over and over. So just wear things that feel good and look good and that you like. Sometimes when people are bopping, they make the mistake of buying trekking clothes, right? Girl, you don't feel comfortable in that. Wear stuff that you like. Wear stuff that is going to be okay being washed over and over and over. Wear stuff that pack stuff that you're okay giving to the lady to wash, right? Don't pack stuff that you're going to have to be particular about how it's cared for. When you're bopping, you have one cute outfit. And then other stuff that you like wearing, but that you're okay with getting washed over and over again, and that you don't have any particular feelings about. Yeah, Jalen, I found the hard way that having a lot of white colored clothes is tough, especially if you're not the one doing the laundry, right? If you're taking it to the laundry lady and she's going to do your whole load for $5 or $10 or less, right? You don't want to have to be particular about the items that you send to her. She probably gonna take good care of them. If there's a man, except let's see, in Colombia, in Bogotá is the only place that I've had to put this rule in effect. If I walk into the laundry and it's a man there, forget it. I'm not leaving my stuff. He's never gonna give you your bag. Like, you take your clothes in a bag. Normally, I have it's really a suitcase cover that I use as a laundry bag. Them Dagny Dover. Every time you order something from is it Dagny? Yeah, every time you order something from Dagny Dover, they give you the cover for it. I use those as laundry bags. You take your stuff in a bag. The lady washes your bag as well, folds your bag as well, puts your bag with your clothes and puts that in the plastic bag that you take with you from the laundry. A man in Colombia, anyway, he's not giving you your bag back. You're gonna have to go back to the shop, get your bag. Second time I went back, my bag was on a shelf and a dog was laying on my bag. I'm a fan of dogs. I'm a pet sitter, a house sitter. I love dogs, but I don't want your dog laying on top of my laundry bag. I don't have a washer. I brought my laundry here for you to wash. Now I'm picking up my clean laundry bag. I think they washed it. They just didn't give it back to me. It was folded. My clean laundry bag that a dog been laying on. If I walk in and it's a man, it's a wrap. I'm not going back there. That's kind of one of the reasons I went ahead and bought a washer and dryer. That plus laundry in Colombia, in Bogotá anyway, is more expensive than I'm used to. Laundry in Bogotá, we're talking $20, $30 for a load of laundry, when the rest of the world is like $5. I'm not paying that. I'm not paying that. Lana, I'm looking like, oh no, sir. This is the second negative male launderer interaction I've had in this city. All men can forget it. I will never let a man do my laundry again in Bogotá. Whereas I didn't have that problem in the Philippines and in other places. I never had to sit looking like, is it a man or is it a woman? In Bogotá, don't trust them. Yes. So create, pray, live. The reason it's so easy to live with 8 bottoms when you're traveling full time, when you're bopping around the world, is you just drop off your clothes and you pick it up. Let somebody do that laundry. $5, we're good to go. Anybody remember laundry prices? I'm pretty sure in the Philippines, I was paying about $5 to get my laundry done. Most of the time, I guess because I don't specify, most of the time around the world, it's been, if you take it in the morning, you can come back and pick it up in the afternoon. I have had one time I thought that was a situation and I was leaving the next day. And then when I dropped it off, she was like, no, it won't be ready until tomorrow. And I was leaving tomorrow. And so I cut it close. I was panicking. I was sitting at that laundry like, I got to get on this bus. The Philippines is, islands, and you had to get on the bus to get on the ferry. And I'm like, I got to go. And she was like, oh, so very traffic. That's not a Philippine accent. Can I do a Philippine? I don't think I can do a Filipino accent. So very, very, very traffic. So very traffic. So very traffic. it's like, lady, I need my clothes or I'm not going to make this ferry. I already got the ticket. I don't got money like that. Laundry service. If you can go to coffee, if you can drop off your clothes, go to coffee, do all the stuff that you were going to do that day, or as much or as little as you were going to do that day, and come back with your laundry done and folded, you don't need that many clothes. You don't need that much. List. I like to keep 2 swimsuits. If you're in a place where you're going to be swimming, you need at least 2. You might need 3. You don't need 4. Okay. For bopping, you don't need 4, but you might need 2 or 3. 2, it's, nobody wants to put a wet swimsuit back on. I don't even know if you should. So 2 swimsuits. Toiletries. If you're checking a bag, then toiletries are less of a concern. If you're not checking the bag, you have to be okay with leaving toiletries when you go from place to place. Or, right, because you're going to buy a regular size shampoo and conditioner while you're at this Airbnb, right? I've bought the same Garnier Fructis shampoo and conditioner all over the world. You're going to buy your conditioner. You have to be okay with leaving it if you're carry on only. Whereas if you have a check bag, that's not as much of a concern, right? So I get to a location with small toiletries. Oh, look what I have right here. This is my hair bag. I don't want to show you the bag because it's not very cute. But this is my bag of hair supplies because, like I said, I'm traveling for 3 weeks. So you see my hair. This is my shampoo and conditioner, right? For one, I'm staying in hotels and I don't mind. Sometimes I'll use their shampoo and conditioner, right? This is my conditioner. This is my shampoo for 3 weeks. And then this is how I would also travel if I was going somewhere for 3 months. Because I'm going to buy shampoo and conditioner when I get there, right? Having a drugstore brand that you are okay using will change your life. It'll free you, okay? So this is my shampoo and conditioner, whether I'm going somewhere for 3 weeks or 3 months. This is what I start with. This is what I travel with, right? And then this is my green stuff. This is the little leave-in that I like. This is it. Okay. And when I run out, I run out. I buy it. I think you can have a year of your life or however long you're going to bop. You can have that period of time where you don't have your faves. If you're bopping for a while, you can bop without your very favorites. Again, I might be a psychopath because I'm not attached to my shampoo and conditioner. Okay. Now, my hair butter, I will check a bag before I will let them throw this away again. I have had this thrown away 2 different times. One I remember was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm like, this is not, what was it? I'll be like, it's not a liquid. It's not a liquid. It's a solid. I've had this thrown away at 2 different airports. So I no longer put it in my carry-on. I check a bag, right? But this, and this is not something that I can just get. I mean, it's like mango butter. What is it? Olive oil, rice bran oil, some other stuff. It used to be mango butter. Mango seed oil. It used to be mango butter. This, I'm not getting it anywhere else. If I were traveling without a checked bag and I was carry-on only, I would put enough of this into I would get a couple of 3 ounces and put a couple in there. And when I'm out of it, I'm out of it. Right? Go to the drugstore, try to find something heavy to put in my hair to substitute for it. But I'm not going to maneuver how to have this with me at all times. Being able to be like, I don't have any more, right? My hair gonna do what it do will free you. Yeah, Jalen says Diva Curl, you can't find, hard to find anywhere. If we're talking temporary bopping, Just be 10% less cute, right? It's okay. I'm okay with being 10% less cute when I'm bopping, 20% less cute. My hair is not going to be looking so great, but I feel great, right? You're going to feel great even if your hair is not exactly right. Even if you you ran out of your favorite whatever and your drugstore makeup is whatevering, it's worth it. It's worth it. We do want to be comfortable when we're bopping. We want to feel good, but that comfort is probably going to come from different places than it comes in the United States. We have to add on a lot of external. We have to do a lot of our comfort, satisfaction, pleasure in the United States has to come externally. We got to bombard ourselves with these things because them people are awful. And every day you got to deal with them when you don't have to deal with them people every day. The things that you need to pacify yourself kind of fall away, right? When every time you walk out the door, you don't have to be like, oh God. Every time you go into work, if you don't have to do a lot of decompressing after work, then some of those comfort things are less important, less necessary for a while. You'll find different ways to get that comfort. Them sunsets in the Philippines, I'm not joking when I tell you their sunsets are different. It's amazing. It's a show every night. I don't care where you are in the Philippines. I don't like Manila, even in Manila, right? But on them islands, the Philippines has 1 trillion islands. I visited maybe 8, right? Maybe 10 islands in the Philippines. Them sunsets are incredible. I don't care what my hair looks like right now, right? I don't care if my hair looks terrible. Right? I don't care. I don't care that I don't have the eyebrow pencil that I love, right? The external things are to, in some way, compensate for the internal stuff. Fix that internal stuff, and you'll be okay without some of the external stuff. I'm not going to say you're not going to want it still, but you'll be okay if you don't have it for a little while. A year is a little while. In the span of a lifetime, 1 year is a little while to be like, my hair just looks regular. My hair does not look like it's AI, right? My hair, I'm wearing drugstore lipstick because I'm out of the lipstick that I like and I'm out of the lip liner I like. For 1 year of your life, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. Okay. Katrina, she hadn't had her eyebrows done in more than a year, right? Some stuff that you think you can't do without in the United States is because you live in the United States. It's not about the thing. It's about the place you are. You change your environment, you're a different person and you have different needs. Now, some stuff after a while, if you bop for a year and then you sit down, some of those things you'll want back because you actually like them. Right? Some of those things you will want back. Right? The Diva Curl hair products. You're going back to Diva Curl because you love it. You love the way your hair feels. You love the way it smells. You love the texture of the product. You love the Diva Curl product. I'm not saying you're never going to want Diva Curl again, right? But I'm saying that you can move it down the priority list if other parts of your life are feeding you and satisfying you. Okay. Okay. So what do you take with you? You take 8 bottoms. You take 2 swimsuits if you're going to the whatchamacallit, to a warm place. You take 4 pairs of shoes, which includes your flip-flops/sandal. I saw somebody ask about shower shoes and water shoes. So I would add in water shoes. There were times when I wish I had water shoes. I just I had these leather sandals. I wore them as water shoes when I needed to. If I went on a tour, like in the Philippines, and I didn't have water shoes when I went on a really good snorkeling tour and a whatever tour, really good tours in the Philippines. I wore them leather sandals, leather I can't think of the brand. Merrell? Does Merrell make leather sandals? Right. And I've had, leather Merrell sandals. And I had people look at me a couple of times like, you're going to wear them leather shoes on this? Yeah, that's what I got. Right. I can't wear flip flops snorkeling or I'm going to lose my flip flops. I'm wearing these. Okay. This is what I have. I beat them. I had them for quite a long time. They made it through the year, getting wet over and over again and whatever. They made it through the year. I feel like I still have them in Delaware, but I might not still have them by now. Okay. So, but yeah, I would add in. So the question was, what about water shoe? I would add in a water shoe. You can flat pack that. I would add in a water shoe. Absolutely. I will use my flip flops. When I stayed in hostels, I had specific shower shoes. But then after a while, I stopped staying in hostels and I can't remember the last time I had like specific shower shoes. I don't do that anymore. Don't listen. Don't call me names. But if I'm staying in a hotel or if I'm house sitting, I don't have shower shoes. I can't remember the last time I had specific designated shower shoes. But if I ran into a situation where I was like, I'm not getting in the shower, I always have a flip flop with me. I always have an Old Navy flip flop. I love a good Old Navy flip flop. They had a nice brown jelly flip flop this spring. And I can't remember if I ordered it or not. I have a bunch of stuff waiting at my mom's house. I hope I got one. Because I went back on the website and they were gone, but I forgot to look at my orders to see if I had ordered any. Okay. So what do you take? Okay. And then I said I like 2 pairs of pajamas. I like that. And then your workout stuff, I had high ideals, like I said, that I was going to be doing combat sports training. I believe I took 2 yoga lessons the whole year. No, in Koh Samui, I think I went to yoga almost every day in Koh Samui. So except for Koh Samui, where I was only there for maybe 10 days, I think I took 2 lessons the rest of the time. And no combat sports training. So I overpacked for athletic wear, but I would take some athletic wear, take some stuff specifically for working out so that you feel more inclined to work out instead of being like, I don't like working out in my regular clothes, right? I would take a couple workout outfits. And do I count them as the 8 bottoms? No. If you take 2 workout outfits, so now we're at 10 bottoms. I would take 2 workout outfits. Again, I'm dropping my laundry off to the lady. So whatever. I'm not working out every day. 2 is enough. 2 is plenty. I'm here right now. I got 3. I have 3. I have the exact same black, I don't know, workout pants. I have 3 pair with me right now. Because I washed them all and I just put them all. I have 3. I washed them. I put them all in my suitcase. So I have 3 workout outfits with me today. And I wouldn't count those towards your 8. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad that makes you feel good. I don't think I would count them, but I wouldn't take a bunch. If you're not working out where you are, you're not going to work out when you go. Not like that. You might. Fiona, are you here? Fiona be running all over the world. Fiona is the exception. She can take all the workout where she wants. She's running a marathon. When we left, I still got new zits. When we left Vietnam, Fiona ran a marathon or a race. I don't know if it was a marathon or what. Ran a race right after we left in Da Nang. And since then, my timeline, only time I see Fiona pop up on Instagram is when she's getting a new medal. She just ran something in Cambodia. Only time I see her when she's getting a new medal. Fiona gets to pack all the workout wear she wants. One day we'll race together. Oh, Fiona and Monique, y'all should know each other. How can I do that? Oh, maybe I'll connect y'all. Fiona is British. Listen, when I be like, When I met her, I was like, Fiona. And then I read that British people don't like it when you do that. Guys, meet Fiona. And they were like, how come every time you meet an American, they do a fake British accent? I was like, oh, I thought it was fun. Maybe next time I see her, I'll do it, and maybe I won't. But I do know that they don't like it. Now I know they don't like it. Now I know they don't like it. Okay. I think we're wrapping this up now. I got to get downstairs for breakfast. It's 10 a.m. and breakfast is over at 11. So I'm going to get downstairs for my breakfast in the hotel. Exodus Summit meetup is tomorrow. If you are not in the Exodus Summit community and you're a Black woman, it's time to get yourself into the Exodus Summit community. ExodusSummit.com/community is the link. We left Facebook. We're on a platform that costs us money. So there is a one-time fee to join. It's just $1. Okay, $1 minimum fee. Feel free to give us more. Okay, but one time. That's how you would have known about this Exodus Summit meetup in Mexico City. It's how you'll know about the Medellin Flower Festival meetup. And all of the local meetups happening in your area, and also how you make one, right? How you make a meetup yourself, how you create a meetup. Okay. Rashida, are you still here? Kat says more deets. She sent something yesterday to me because she said I wasn't going to read it in the app. So she must have just put something in the app. Or if not, then she'll do it now. All right. Orlando happening May 23rd. All right. More meetups happening. So inside of the Exodus Summit community, which is exodussummit.com/community, that's where you will hear about these meetups. Okay. Oh, an email. Kat, check your email. Whichever email Heartbeat has for you. Thanks, Adelia. Okay. Jaylyn got the email. Okay. Good. Thank you. Yes. All right. And anything else to close out? And then in the Exodus ASAP membership, which is not the same as the community, $1 community, right? We also have a coaching membership. Inside of the Exodus ASAP membership, we're closing out Healthcare Month. We've talked about healthcare access, how to find doctors abroad and healthcare providers abroad. And then we've had women come into the community and talk about their experiences getting surgery or healthcare around the world. We're wrapping up May. Oh no, it's only May 16th. I'm very confused. I saw May 23rd and then I thought it was May 23rd. We're in the middle of Healthcare Month, right? We're in the middle of Healthcare Month in the Exodus ASAP membership. If you want to come to a coaching membership, get your peace out protocol together, get your plan to move abroad or leave the country together, then you're welcome to join the Exodus ASAP membership for Black women, which is exodusasap.com. And then June, we're going to talk money. We're going to talk like money. Like, how do you know how much money you need, right? To move abroad or to bop around, to plan your exodus. So June, we're talking money. If money is the thing that is preventing you from moving forward in your move abroad or in your exodus, join us in the membership, exodusasap.com. I'm going to give you a link to that because I'm so helpful. Copy. Okay, that's our coaching membership. Paste. Okay. All right, I think we did it. Okay, so we talked about, where's my list? Notes. Okay, we talked about things that are too hard to take. We talked about things that are probably unnecessary. We talked about things you might want to think twice about. We talked about some yes, definitely items. And we talked about bopping and packing for bopping. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, hit the like button. If you're still here, you liked it. Hit the like button, okay? Thank you. And then if you know somebody who would be interested in this conversation, go ahead and share this video. You can hit the share button and share it out with somebody who you think would be interested in joining this conversation with us. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel also. Okay, hit the button. All right. If you follow me on Instagram, I'll try my hardest. No, I'm not going to try my hardest. I will be sharing a little bit of this weekend and the next few days on Instagram. I'm doing something I'm very excited about when I leave Mexico City. So I'm excited to be here. I'm going to see Rashida's apartment, new apartment. I'm going to the Exodus Summit meetup, and then I'm flying to another state in Mexico, and I'm doing something that I'm very excited about, but I'm not going to tell you about it until I'm finished with it. Okay, in case it don't work. In case it don't work or whatever. But if you follow me on the Instagram, you'll see what I'm doing over the next few days. And then after that, I'm going to another state in Mexico. I believe I need to confirm that, for a few days of R&R to keep the sun on my skin. My goal is to get 4 shades darker before I get back to Bogotá and lose it all. I need to get enough sun in Mexico to last me until we get to Medellin in August. So I need June, July sun. I need enough sun to last me through June and July. Although we had 2 really sunny days in Bogotá right before I left. Right before I left, we had 2. I did get a little, where's the easiest place to see? I mean, I don't know. I did get a little bit of extra color at the end. So I do feel a little better than I was feeling last week when I was like, my face looks awful. But all of that is happening. Okay. All right. Anything else, friends? Thank you. Asking for the enemy. No, white women are not invited. Black women only. If you live your life as a Black woman, welcome. There are Black women, who don't live as Black women, who don't like Black women. They're not welcome either. If you're a Black woman who doesn't like Black women, you're also not welcome. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Friends, I'll see you guys again very soon. Next time you see me, oh my gosh, I'm going to be so much browner. Oh, my skin is going to look so good. I had to put concealer. I don't wear a full face of makeup. I put concealer on my forehead today because I was like, I can't go on. I can't look at myself for 2 hours looking like this. I got concealer on. I need some sun. So next time you see me, I will have had sun. I will have maybe a new thing that I want to tell you about. Yeah, all of that. And I will have seen Rashida's new home. So all of that. Okay. See you guys again. Thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful weekend. Take good care. Bye.